Now, let's see what the stock price will be, because this is what everybody wants to know. So if you guys are ready to see what the stock price would be, because we're going to figure out the PE, smash that like button, man. What are you doing? All right, let's go. At the recording of this video, Tesla stock price is like below 160 or at 160. I don't flipping know. I don't look at it every single day. That would mean we just went below the 50 PE, which is just absolutely insane. I'm just going to round it up and say 50 PE for 2022, and let's see what we get. So with a 50 PE, if they do 1.338 million vehicles deliveries, and if they report a total year of about $12.4 billion in net income, we get a Tesla stock price with a 50 PE of $194 per share. Now, I know it may not look like it, it may not seem it. Who knows? It may hit this number, it may not. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. This is the moon, by the way, because by 2030, we're probably going to go by the moon, in the moon. But 50 PE of $194, I guess makes sense. In my opinion, the stock should be around a 75 PE, which is around like $300 per share at the end of Q4. But we're not in that market right now. We're in a bear market. 50 PE of 194. If things get worse, we can see a PE of 45 of 175. And if things keep getting worse, 40 PE. And if things just become broken, a PE of 35, which is, it's hard to see it at 35 PE for Tesla. That's growing. I mean, just look at the numbers. I don't know. Some are saying below 100. That means a PE of 30. I think it was 27, 26, 25. 25 PE. I don't understand. But anyways, I'm going to say a PE of 50 of $194. In 2023, I also gave it a PE of 50 because look, if you're still growing 50% next year and you're proving everybody wrong, a 50 PE should be fair by 2023. And that will give you a stock price of $270 per share and a market cap of $900 billion. The lowest I can see it is 45 PE, which is around 240 end of 2023. So a year from now, a little over a year from now, which is kind of hard to see in my opinion. In 2024, however, I do believe we will be more in a bull market, like 90% bull market, 10% bear market, and I can see everything shooting back up and everything going back to a massive bull market. And I'm saying, guys, the next bull run is going to be a very violent run. It's going to be an extremely violent run. And I think we can see a PE of 55 actually increasing. Because in my opinion, the market will probably realize and wake up that, wait a minute, this company, not only did they go through a recession and they came out stronger than ever, but they're doing record numbers and, you know, they're going to continue doing record numbers. So the company's worth more and the greed is there. So that's why I put a PE of 55. And with a PE of 55, we get a stock price of $477 per share and a market cap of $1.65 trillion. Sheesh, that's insane. Could be wrong though, may not happen. Let's see what will happen. In 2025, I also put a PE of 50 because we're in a bull market. People are more optimistic and the sentiment is great. We hope that by then Elon is done with Twitter. Maybe he'll have another thing, but hopefully by then we have like probably a new interim CEO or at least a CEO of Twitter. So a lot of bullish news will be coming out. So I put a PE of 50. It could be a PE of 45, but a PE of 50 will give us a stock price of 676 and a PE of 45 could give us a stock price of 608. Nonetheless, both reaching in the 2 trillion mark, which is just amazing. 2026, I get a PE of 45 and we get a stock price of $852 per share, over $3.1 trillion in valuation. Sheesh. In 2027, I gave it a PE of 40. Give it a stock price of $951 and a stock price of $3.7 trillion. In 2028, I give it a PE of 35, $991 per share, or reaching over $4 trillion in a market cap, which is just absolutely insane, just vehicles alone. In 2029, I give it a PE of 30, and that will give us a stock price of $1,009 with a market cap over 4.2 trillion. And last but not least, in 2030, I give it a PE of 25, which is just ridiculous. I don't think we'll be seeing 25 PE by 2030. It's probably going to be in the 35, 40 ranges, but with a 25 PE, we get a stock price of $1,010 and a market cap over $4.4 trillion. This is just vehicles, man. This is just flipping vehicles. You're literally, the stock is what, 150, 160. You're gonna be 9xing your money with just the vehicle alone. However, though, if you guys want to see the FSD on top of that, I don't think you're ready. Oh wait, what's that? You're ready? Whew, you my man. Or woman. Alright, sheesh. Alright, let's get down to it. So, FSD, I'm just going to do a one time. As you guys see, every year they're going to increase it by 2,000. Probably it's going to be a lot faster than that and a lot more than that because we can see from 2020, 8,000, 2022, 12.5 or 15,000. They just increased to 15,000. So they 2x within 2 years. I'm saying they're going to 2x by end of the decade. So I think that's being conservative. Vehicles with FSD is 15%. It's more like close 30, but I'm saying 15% just to stay conservative. Profit margins keep increasing 2% every single year, starting from 2022 at 48% and ending in 2030 of about 62%. Bam! 1,000 is now turned to 1,400. 4.2 trillion valuation has now turned to over 6 trillion, around $1,400 per share, which is absolutely flippin' insane. Without FSD, with FSD. Without FSD, with FSD. So FSD, again, if it could work out, and I think it will work out in the next 3 years or so, it's a big game changer for Tesla. And that's the only time where a lot of investors and financial institutes and all those bears or whatever that call themselves analysts will come out and say that Tesla is no longer a car company or less of a car company than they were before. Here's a chart, as you guys can see, without the FSD, and here's a chart with the FSD. Without the FSD, it's a big S-curve that's probably gonna tail off around 2028, 2029. Unless they continue going 20% year over year, then this will continue a bit longer than this. And here's one with the FSD. It's a bigger S-curve, but with bigger numbers, which pretty much every year going up around $100 per share, which is absolutely flipping insane. But you see, guys, long term for Tesla is absolutely amazing. It's gonna be great. Again, guys, I totally understand. It's hard out there. You seeing your investment drop 50%, 60% is totally hard. I've been through 3 bear markets and I've seen my portfolio down 50, 60% multiple times. You know what I did then? I just bought more, and I will continue to buy Tesla stock on the flipping cheap, even if it goes to $100 per share, which everybody keeps saying. But looking long term, looking at the fundamentals, as we just saw, $1,000 per share by 2030, just vehicles alone is absolutely madness. Take all this with a grain of salt, but I do believe this could happen, and this will happen. And that's why, folks, I'm going all in into Tesla stock. Every spare cent I got recently, I've just been plowing into Tesla stock, and I will continue to do so until these cheap prices last. Could last till now, could last till 2023. I don't know, but I do know that by end of this decade, we will look back at 2022, 2023 stock prices and say, wow, Tesla stock was trading below $500 billion in market cap. What the heck was going on then? And I always say this to everybody, if Tesla could survive the 2008, 2007 crash where they had no vehicles, except the Roadster, which was extremely expensive, and still came alive on top of that, you think that in 2022, 2023 crash, they're not going to survive?